lectured in most of the major countries and some of the minor ones. South Africa, the Middle East, India. I have colleagues in India who call me when I'm coming back. I used to go to India 3-4 times a year. Southeast Asia, Japan, France. But none of that is vital to me. The vital part of what I am are the people who raised me. New Orleans Public Schools, my mother, my father, my brothers. Fred, it was Misha. Didn't know you were poison. Apparently I had some influence on you too. And I think it's important for us to recognize, those of us who are professionals, that being a physician means that you're able to hear people's inner thoughts. They tell you their secrets. They believe us. They trust us. It's an important relationship, and we shouldn't take that for granted. I see so many people in the audience that I would like to thank, but I'm not going to go on for a long time and do so. My grandfather was a Baptist preacher. And if you know anything about the Black Baptist Church, he would go on for about 60 minutes. And then in 63 minutes, he would say, I see y'all getting restless, I'm going to close now. I'm not going to do that to you. I see my wife, Daphne. Dr. Daphne, RN, PhD, you hear about Heartbeats Life Center. I didn't do it alone. You hear about Healthy Heart and all the community events we had, and Fred talked about going into the community and doing screenings and outreach. I didn't do it alone. Many times, Daphne is the one who sets it up, does all the logistics, struggles to make sure we have enough volunteers, and I come and do a cameo. So, on this Martin Luther King coming up, I have just a few thoughts. I'm going to take about 2 minutes. We have now made Martin Luther King into a cartoon. We do the I Have a Dream speech. Little black girl with it. That's a very small part of who he was. He said of all forms of inequality and justice in health care for most inhumane. He said everyone can be great because everyone can serve. He died not trying to integrate, but helping the garbage, the sanitation workers in Memphis to get equal pay and health insurance. And many of us believe, because I was around at that time, that he wasn't killed because of integration, he was killed because he was moving towards economic empowerment and he was against the Vietnam War. That was his greatest sin to the American government. So why not too late? This is important. It is a vehicle to major employers in New Orleans, where many people come to get care. It's where my wife, my family, myself, my friends come to get care. This is where people whom I grew up with work. So it's a vitally important part of New Orleans. But really, to the extent that I'm here at Tulane is because you're a vehicle to help New Orleans thrive and grow. I don't think we've recovered since Katrina. August 29, 2005, New Orleans. The streets are still busted. The infrastructure still doesn't work. The power goes out sometimes when we go to Jamaica. So if I can do anything and use the vehicle here at Tulane to help this great city founded in 1698 by Bienville, incorporated in 1718, built by enslaved Africans and free people of color from the Caribbean, then let's do it. But it's not because I have some great love of being here for Great Tulane. Sorry, Mr. This particular opportunity, I think, is good because I see my friend Lloyd Dennis. Lloyd was the bad boy, I was a good boy. We used to run the streets. Okay, I was a bad boy, you were a good boy. My cousin Sherman is in the back. And we have a lot of the dignitaries who want to do their presentation. I also learned doing work with National Institutes of Health and CDC that when you go to visit a congressman and you want to lobby for a certain health care bill and you want to push for a certain program, put it on one page, big print, because they ain't gonna read anything more than one page. So I'm not gonna go too long, because y'all don't like long stuff. You say, okay, doctor, what do you want us to do? That's what you want to do. But the fact that Southern University has this program to help stimulate and empower the people of New Orleans to celebrate ourselves. I think it's a wonderful thing. It's what we should do. The city of New Orleans is one of the great cities in the world. Most of you don't know that if you don't travel and walk the streets. When I go to these places, I take off the suit because I'm a black person, ostensibly. I can walk on the streets like a regular person. And sometimes if I start talking, they say, oh, America, I say, yeah. So where you from? I say, New Orleans. Oh, New Orleans. Everybody knows New Orleans. India, South Africa, Thailand. They know New Orleans. It's an important component of the world geography. I was in the elevator one time in India, Mumbai. Young boys got on. They must have been in their 20s. Hey, where you from, man? I said, America. Oh, yeah, where? I said, New Orleans. Oh, yeah, 504. So let's work hard to sustain this gem of a city that's been here since 1698. Sometimes I get frustrated with the busted streets, and the crime, and the infrastructure that doesn't work. But we can't let all of those enslaved Africans and free people of color from the Caribbean who worked so hard to build this doggone city, we can't let it fall apart. Let's work together. So, Clyde, I know my politician friends, they want to do their little dip and go. Let them go. Thank you very much.
2023, Dr. Keith C. Ferdinand. As Dr. Ferdinand has just stated, we have people in the audience who are biting at the bit to get up and pay their respects to this great man. And so, let them have it, as the special man would say. We'd like to bring Sister Mercandale to the fore. Sister Mercandale represents the United States Congress.